Hey guys, it's Lily here, and today I'm going to teach you some basics for weapon. So first we're going to start off with drop spins.
You're going to start out in the first position with your toes facing toward the 45s. You're going to take your right hand and grab the neck. You're going to take your left hand and grab the tip. Make sure your arm is looking strong and boxed out. What we're going to start out with is the beginning to drop spins. What you do first is you push. This push will happen on 8 and. Make sure your thumb is pressed up against the back of the rifle so when you push and do your first drop spin, it's not flipping in the air. When you push and let go of the rifle, you want to make sure your rifle is at this right top 45 so that you land back in the neck. If you release at this 45, you'll land towards the bolt. See how I land more towards the swivel right outside the bolt? You don't want to do that. What you want to do is release right here. So release. And when you land on a drop spin, your ones should be straight up and straight down. 5, 6, 5, 6, squeeze, 8 and 1. Now, you should look exactly like I am, with your rifle straight up and straight down, your arm to your side, and your thumb should be pushed up against the back of your rifle. Now I want you to start off your right drop spins very slowly. So eventually, once you get that 1 down, you want to continue to 1, 2. If you have to do it slower, that is fine. Start out slow and then build up the tempo, that way you don't create bad habits. So once you get up to 10 drop spins, you're going to now do the closing. So for the closing, it's going to be like a regular drop spin, but instead of grabbing with your right hand, we're going to grab with both hands and be on top with your right hand at the butt and on the bottom with your left hand at the swivel. The swivel is the part where the strap meets the little screw that keeps the strap in and the bolt. You should feel right here where it's at. I'm going to demonstrate what this should look like. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and close. Make sure your right arm is boxed out and on top so you look strong. Now we're going to do left hand drop spins. So what you're going to do is you're going to start out in the first position, toes to the 45. Start off how you're going to toss. So your right arm at the butt, pushed out. Your left arm is going to be towards the swivel of the rifle. So in between where the bolt ends and where the strap meets the screw. Same thing as right drop spins. Make sure your thumb is pressed up against the rifle and not wrapped around. Because if you wrap your thumb around it, again, the rifle will start to twist. So the same thing as right drop spins, you're going to push on 8 and. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8 and. So for the same thing as the right side, you're going to let the momentum of the push flip the rifle around and land in a single drop spin. So 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1. So when spinning, make sure you're not grabbing towards the neck. You're just doing a simple up and down. Up and down. So what you want to do is you want to let go when the rifle gets to about this 45 angle. So it's, because if you let go, when it starts to turn this way, you'll end up more in the neck. So eventually, instead of just doing 1, you're going to build it up to 2, then 3, then 4, 5, and until you think you've got it down. Remember to start this all out slowly so that you don't push yourself and start developing bad habits. Now I will teach you the closing to the left side drop spins. So it's the same thing as the right side. You're gonna push to do a regular drop spin, but instead you're gonna grab with both hands. So close. So you're just gonna kind of flick it over like that. So how it'll go? It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and close. So once you've gotten the regular closing down, you can do a more advanced closing, which would be a single. So what you're going to do is you do regular drop spins and do a single into a closing. Remember, your left hand should be at the tip and your right hand should be at the neck. So now I'm going to start off with a Sabre right side drop spin. You want to start on that first position again with your toes faced towards the 45. Your left hand is going to be on top at the basket, pushing your thumb up against that basket. Your right hand is going to be right at your catch tape with your thumb pressed up against the blade. Just like your rifle drop spin, you should start off on 8-and with a push. Make sure that when you push and you let it kind of flip over, that you're releasing at that 45. That way you can get it around and at the correct spot. Make sure that when you do your first drop spin, you're landing in between the catch tape and the cheat tape, which should be right where your saber is balanced right in the middle. Together, it'll look like this. 5, 6, 5, 6, squeeze, push, and 1. So eventually you want to get up to at least 10 drop spins. Now I will teach you the closing. So for saber closing, it's a little different from rifle. Instead of doing a full drop spin to catch back here, you're going to do half a drop spin and land with the saber on the opposite side. Your basket should be towards the ground and your left hand should be on the catch tape. Together, it should look like this. 5, 6, 5, 6, squeeze, push, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and close. Now to get to your left drop spins, you're going to take the basket and flip. Once you flipped over, you're going to do the same thing as the right drop spin, pushing on 8-and, releasing at that 45, and catching right in between your cheat tape and your catch tape. Together it should look like this. 5, 6, 5, 6, squeeze, push, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now for the close, it's going to be the same thing as you did on the right side. Instead of doing a full drop spin, you're going to do half a drop spin and catch with the basket facing towards the bottom and your right hand at the catch tape. Together it should look like this. 5, 6, 5, 6, squeeze, push, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, close. So now that you have your regular drop spins down, I'm going to start teaching double time drop spins. So for double time, there's 2 options you can do. You can do it two-handed or you could do it single-handed. For right now, I'm going to teach the double-handed. So how you start out is you want to start out in that first position. Remember, toes to the 45. You want to start with your right hand at the neck, left hand at the tip. You're going to start it out like a regular drop spin. So you're going to push 1. Instead of doing another drop spin, you're going to grab right above your hand at the beginning of the bolt, right about here. So drop, grab, then you want to kind of let it fall. Let the momentum of the rifle take it over, and then you're going to grab it at the bolt on top. It should look like this. Now you're going to grab it again, let it fall over, grab at the neck, grab the under, top, under, top. You want to start this out slow, that way you can gradually speed up the tempo and start doing it faster. So what I say in my head to help drop double time drop spins is under, under, bolt, bolt, under, bolt, bolt. So all together it would look like this. Under, bolt, under, bolt, under, bolt, under, bolt. Eventually you want to do the same closing as you would do a regular drop spin. So it'd be under, bolt, close. Or you could do it this way. Under, bolt, close. Now that I've taught double-handed with both arms, I'm going to teach it with only one arm. So what you're going to do is you're going to start out in that first position again. You're You're going to do the exact same thing you do at the beginning of your double-handed double time, and you just do one drop spin. So after that single drop spin, you're going to flip it to where it lands on the bolt. Then you're going to do land at the neck again. Bolt, neck, bolt, neck, bolt, neck, bolt, neck. So for the close, you do the same thing as a regular drop spin or a regular double time. Neck, bolt, close. So now that you've gotten right and left drop spins down and also learned double time, I'm going to start teaching tosses. So for tosses, you're going to start out in first position with your toes facing the 45. Your left hand should be at the swivel underneath, and your right arm should be at the butt, covering all of it and boxed out. In order to do any type of toss, you're going to have to learn how to dip. Bring your right hand up towards your chin and your arm kind of at the 45. You don't want to make it too parallel. You don't want to make it too down, because then you're taking up space in your little box. So for a single, you're going to release at your hip. When you release, you want to have that hand straight up and straight down. Make sure to push your butt down so you can get that rotation. Your dip will be on 8 and your release will be on 1. So together, it'll look like this. 5, 6, 5, 6, squeeze, 8 and 1, 2. You'll catch on 2. Now for your double, it's going to be the same thing. Shoulder hip dip, but this time you're going to release at your rib cage. You should land on 2 and or 3. So together, it'll look like this. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 1 and 2 and again. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 1 and 2 and now for our final toss, we're just going to do a triple. For your triple, you're going to release right where your chest is. Some schools will call this a triple nipple. Remember, you dip on 8 and toss on 1, catch on 3. Altogether, it'll look like this. 5, 6, 5, 6, squeeze, dip, 1, 2, 3. Again, 5, 6, 5, 6, squeeze, dip, 1, 2, 3. One more time. 5, 6, 5, 6, squeeze, dip, 1, 2, 3. Now there are two different types of tosses. You have your regular hilt tosses and you have your blade tosses. I would leave blade tosses for another video for another time. Right now we're going to focus on your hilt tosses. Now tossing a saber, your right hand is going to be at the catch tape and your left hand should be on the hilt with your thumb pressing up against the back of it. Like rifle tosses, you have to start out with your dip. A saber dip is similar to a rifle dip when you bring it to your shoulder hip angle. Make sure that you're kind of pressing up against the saber so you give your wrist enough power to flip over. For a single, it's the same thing as a rifle release point, but instead of leaving your hand straight up, straight down, you want to flatten out your hand. That way your fingers don't get caught in the blade. So, like a rifle, you should dip on 8, push on 1, catch on 2. Make sure to catch at the catch tape right here and with your hand on top of the basket with your thumb pushing up against. For a saber, what's different is your saber should rainbow over. For a rifle, it should go straight up and straight down. So together it'll look like this. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2. Again. 5, 6, 5, 6, squeeze, 8, 1, 2. Now, for a double. For a double, it's going to be the same thing as your single, with your dip being at the shoulder hip angle. It's the same thing as a rifle toss as well, where your release point is going to be kind of in your rib cage. Make sure your hand is flat so your hand doesn't get caught in the blade. And like a single, you'll catch at the catch tape and with your hand on top of the basket. Together, it should look like this. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 and 2 and Again, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 and 2 and. Now for triples. A triple will be the same thing as a single and a double, with your shoulder hip angle at the dip. Release on 1, catch on 3 instead of 2. Make sure that when you release it like a triple on the rifle, your hand is flat and it's at your chest level. All together it should look like this. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3. Again. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3. Again. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3. That's the end of our basics tutorial. If you want to see something similar in the future, whether it be flag, saber, rifle, or dance, let us know in the comments below, or you can message our Instagram. Like this video and make sure you subscribe so you can see more content in the future. Bye guys, have a good day.